on live. Hello, testing 1 2. The guitar's out. Yeah, I've decided I gotta pick this thing up at least once a day. Live in concert. All right. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna sing a song. I've been working on a song. Not my song. I'm working on a cover song. This is Chris Stapleton. I was practicing this morning. I might as well play. Apologies for the dead strings on my guitar because they are super dead. They don't, which means they don't sound great. All right, yeah. Find a lighter. Here we go. It's a sad song. I'm not as sad as this song sounds. There we go. Alright, let's see. Yeah, find your lighters. There we go. Lighters up. There's the bottle on the dresser by your ring, and it's empty. So right now I don't feel a thing. I'll be hurting when I wake up on the floor, but I'll be over it by noon. And that's the difference between whiskey and you. And come tomorrow, I can walk in any store, it ain't a problem. They'll always sell me more, but your forgiveness, well, that's something I can't buy. There ain't a thing that I could do. And that's the difference between whiskey and you. One's the devil, one keeps driving me insane, and times I wonder, oh, if they ain't both the same. One's a liar, helps to hide me from my pain, one's a long gone bitter truth. And that's the difference between whiskey and you. I got a problem, but it ain't like what you think. I drink because I'm lonesome. I'm lonesome 'cause I drink. No, I don't break down and bring it on myself. It'll hit out of the blue. And that's the difference between whiskey and you. One's the devil, one keeps driving me insane, and times I wonder, oh, if they ain't both the same. One's a liar that helps to hide me from my pain, and one's a long gone bitter truth. And that's the difference between whiskey and you. Oh, that's the difference between whiskey and you. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's play. Let's color comic books now. Oh, my fingers hurt. I need practice. Is the reverb coming through? If I turn that off, does it go away? Was that working? Was that on? Hello there. Hey, Paula. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, where'd my chat go? There we go. Oh, I've lost the chat entirely. Here we go. Reverb was working. All right, good. Because it sounds way worse without it. I did figure that out. All right. Awesome. Yeah, I really got to practice. My fingers are killing me. Sound mix sounded good. Dude, I was just, this mic was sitting out in front. I wasn't doing anything, so that's good. Good. That was awesome. Now I know why it's so fun to hear the lessons. Great voice. Thank you, man. Like, I appreciate that very much. I do. I've got a... You'll be looking for my guitar course now? Nah, no. I'm a terrible guitar player. I'm a strummer through and through. And even that, I'm not very good at it. But no, like, if anybody's been, I'm gonna start coloring here in a second. I'm sorry for people that are just now joining, but no, like, anybody's been following my strange medical issues over the last 3 years or so. Just a couple days ago, I had some like severe adjustments in my skull apparently, and it's something popped. Well, a couple things popped, and my voice box feels like it's floating in my neck right now. I'm not used to the amount of flexibility that I have, like, just in my throat. I mean, it was a good problem, a good problem. To be clear, like, all of this stuff is progress, but it's popped something loose in there, and I feel like I can actually, like, project my voice a little bit that I haven't been able to before. So it's weird. I think I've had some tension sort of preventing it from doing that. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, what time is it? Oh, I'm way over. Welcome, everybody. My name is Kurt. I am a comic book colorist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And, sorry, I didn't mean to run over so far. Time got away from me. But, how am I? I'm good today. I'm really good today. I'm going to turn my AC on because it's hot. There we go. Always hot in my room. But anyway, good problem for a change. Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, so this is, yeah, I'm all scattered now. I'm not used to having an intro. So this is Nightfall double feature. It's number two. One is done. Thank goodness. We're not regressing to number one. We're on number two, and it's getting weird, guys. It's getting weird in a good way. But what I did is I pulled up the previous scene from the book. We're continuing from here to here. And the rest of this is are different locations on the television. So they're watching TV. They're going to get a report here. We're going to zoom up on the report. This is the report. So all of these three will do like really different colors, because they're meant to be just like random people on the street having issues with the problem of this story. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you have to read the book for that. All right, how are y'all? How are y'all doing? And do you guys hate when I like explain the layers every time, or does that do you care? Like, I always feel like maybe there's one guy here that's new. Maybe. I don't think so, but I feel like I should do a poll every time. Do I need to explain myself? Is there any new people here? I think I've had the same 20 people watching my streams for the last, I don't know, 6 years. Re-explaining is never bad. Okay. No, we'll do a real explanation real quick. I really have a new appreciation for, like, the level of questions that I should be answering after talking to my nephew last weekend. Because that kind of stuff, I'm like, I got to get to that level. All right. So, is this page straight or am I crazy? Is my tablet crooked? Oop. Yeah, it is. Slightly. Okay. So, layers. What are they even? So we have the right now the inks are right here on top, scanned right from Maan himself. Maan House is the artist on this, who is killing it. So right now all of these layers are all the inks and the white of the paper. Everything's on one layer. So what we're gonna do, this page is it is crooked. I'm not crazy. It wasn't lined up right. Okay. I was lining it up with the bottom to see. Okay, now it's straight. So what I'm going to do, if we set this to normal, obviously it looks the same, but it doesn't allow anything to show up underneath the layer. So I'm going to put the inks on a transparent layer, like that. Edit, convert brightness to opacity. We'll do that. Or I just clicked that button. I made a button for it. And now we can see through the ink, so we're seeing under it. You can also just leave it on multiply if you want. It doesn't hurt anything, but I like it because you can use a clipping mask on the inks, but you can't do that if they're on the layer with all the white. So even though I'm not doing a ton of color holds on this book, I still do that every time just out of habit. And what else? Base colors. There's nothing there yet. Base. Then we have the flats, which are done by my flatter. These are just there to separate everything out, so I don't have to select everything. Obviously, the colors have no bearing on the final product there. And then the last is just some panels. So it's just easy. Very often you're doing things limited to a panel, and so I can jump down here and quickly just grab a panel. Okay, are we all on the same page? We're all layer experts now. I love when you explain stuff. It's a good thing you're here then. I'm gonna keep trying that. All right. I'm gonna set the flats as a reference layer, which means that when I set the one to this, I can now make selections from that layer. But for now, we're going to start with the first panel. I think that's a good place. And what I've started doing lately, even with quote unquote like base colors, I'm doing them on a layer above just so I can adjust them if I want to. Even though I wouldn't adjust that very often, but I like having the flexibility to do that just in case. And I need to resize this real quick. Sorry, 400 DPI instead of 6. It's like, why is this brush so slow? Oh, yeah. This is a watercolor brush that the name of it's down there. You can, whoops, Google that. Like Krupuk. I don't know what that means, but. So you see how the panel's kind of tilted and we've got this sort of frame situation going on. So I'm just sort of trying to stay with that, kind of the flow of that. And all of these things in the front, I want to put on a separate plane. Because they are, obviously they're standing well behind it. And so go a little warm, maybe. I don't have to get real warm here because, again, everything is cool so far, so it doesn't take much for something to appear to be warm. I've been using a watercolor brush my last couple of pieces. I like the way the looks, texture it feels. Yeah, like the look and texture it gives. Yeah. Me too. It works great for like certain types of line art, I guess. But yeah, and but especially this. Like I really like the way this it looks on this book. But what book are you working on, Chris? Is this your book, or is this just stuff for fun? Waxy colored pencil to paint. Yeah, I've been enjoying that. I've been enjoying use that pencil, that Ron Chan pencil, quite a bit lately. And I want to push the. Actually, I think I want to push this a little bit. Like for story reasons, I think I want to push this a little bit toward red. Maybe indicate some danger. Something terrible is happening. Did some new prints. Very cool, very cool. Do I like this warm color or do I not? I keep going back and forth. See what I mean? This is what I mean when I tell you I'm doing even my base colors I do on a separate layer, because let's do that. Let's go green instead. I need to save my reds in this issue. Yeah, that works too. Because I've been doing that whole like light sickly green motif every time this book starts getting weird. which is often. So gutters. What you want to do with your gutters is fill them with bones. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware of this pro tip. It really pushes your pages over the edge to just fill all the gutters in between the panels with human bones. It's a brand new it's a new technique that let's see, what do we want to... Yeah. As long as the bones are white. Yeah, exactly. I feel like this book is really testing me on my white gutters, rants. They're mostly white. They are mostly white. Every now and then I might do a different color. All right, so we're gonna get really good here at rendering bones, and we're gonna move into the rest of this. So I'm starting with kind of a dark, ugly green, because why not? And that's acting as sort of like my mid-tone here, I guess. And so I'm gonna split the difference here halfway up to the brightest color, and I'm gonna switch to, is that the brush I want? Nope. What do I want to do? Is this the brush that I want? them bones need calcium. Yep. Yep. So, yeah, we're gonna render a bunch of bones here. I want these bones looking nice and nasty. And what I'll do, just for my purposes, I don't know if people work this way or not, but I tend to like, just let me stick with this color, you know what I mean, all the way around. And that way I don't have to switch colors. I don't have to like, all right, now let me get a higher highlight on this bone. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, just let it kind of build with that one color, and then I'm going to come back with some highlighty colors, like for like some specular type highlights. And notice that I'm not just like coloring straight down the middle of every bone. Like, I'm thinking some of this stuff's coming forward, some of it's kind of buried, some of it's not as bright. You know, like that'll make it more interesting. See, there are lessons even in this. And then we'll make them like dirty and nasty looking too. We'll get some color shifts in the bones too. I think that'll be awesome. But this is a stage where you know, it's probably hard to screw this up. It's like, because the thing is, you can't like over detail the gutters when all the gutters are like that. Oh, a little spine in here, little vertebras. Vertebra, I guess that's plural, isn't it? Stream update. You should update stream name, bearded man, colors, bones, and clip studio. You'll never guess what happens next. Yeah, you like the title. I'm glad you guys understand me in the titles. Because I just sometimes do not care whatsoever. I'm like, what's the dumbest sounding YouTube-y thing that I could say right here? The only thing I didn't do was add 2022 in parentheses. You know, that's how you know it's a real good video. When you get the year in parentheses. Yeah, I'm also going to come back and like deepen some of the shadows and stuff in here too. It's going to be funny if I end up spending more time on the gutters than the panels. That's a real risk here. Morning, finally catching a stream. Awesome. Yeah, I've been leaving the streams up lately a little bit more because I don't think it matters anymore. I used to worry about the analytics, and maybe I still do, but they're not getting any better without them. So it's like, I'm not leaving them all up because obviously like YouTube members are signed up for access to all the streams. But if I get one that like I think is decent, I've been leaving it up. Maybe get some eyeballs on it. Definitely interested seeing ultimately how the bone gutter works for the rest of the page. A lot to learn from that. I don't know if it'll, I mean, maybe. The thing is, like, when you have, like, there's a lot of detail in these bones, but it's distributed, okay? Like, it's evenly distributed all the way through, all the way around. So it's just like laying like a patterned fabric down or something, you know what I mean? Like, because it's a pattern, there's not like a single point that your eye like gets pulled to, you know. It's like it just becomes background noise regardless. And so now if I'd gone in here and like I mean this is dumb, but like if I did like this over on one side or something, like okay, well all of a sudden like that's a little distracting. You know. And so anyway, the fact that it all is sort of equally similar colors, similar texture patterns, you know, there is a lot of contrast, a lot of the, you know, swings back and forth, but it's all about the same all over. And so it should just act as a base for no matter what I do in the middle. But the thing is, I just won't use this kind of green in these panels. I'll just get away from that, and that should be all it takes. So who knows? We'll see. I haven't seen that many bones. See, I don't know where this is going. The rest of this comment. Let me check. Yeah, see, we're this is we get full of puns in here. I haven't seen that many bones on one page since finding an early 90s dirty mag in the park. Hey! More stand-up comics in my chat today. Thank you. So I'm going cool on the shadows here, and the highlights are going to be leaning toward yellow. And so the further I pull these shadows away from that yellow, the more those yellows are going to come forward. And this should also kind of add some layers and depth to this. You know, it should feel like they're not all on a completely, you know, they're not laying on a table or something, you know. So like you can see there's sort of like a stacking type effect if some of these are darker underneath. There's more lessons in these dang bones than there will be in the rest of the page. Who knew? Okay, we're getting there. The highlights on the bones give them a real vibe that looks so great. Damn, that's brilliant. Those aren't the highlights. Those are like the middle of the, those are midtones. So what I'm seeing when I say that is like I'm using that midtone to sort of define the shape a little bit more, because if you know you start sticking, you know, lines down the middle of cylinders, it starts to feel like highlights. You know, it starts to feel like there's depth there. So I'm using that kind of middle tone to sort of define the roundness a little bit, and then we'll take that, get even brighter and even warmer. And this will really make it look like they've got some texture to them. And I'm probably going to really increase the contrast on this after the fact, with some what do you call it? That is not the color I want. I want more, yeah, a little bit more yellow. But so by the time you actually get to your highlights, like, you only have to think about them very, very sparingly. You know what I mean? You know, you touch up a few spots and all of a sudden, you know, it starts to take, you're starting to feel the shape of it a little bit more. And I'm being very, what's the word? Sparse with this. It doesn't take much. Do you have a methodology for deciding when to do shading on a multiply layer or normal layer or whatever? It depends. I'm doing a lot of just regular, just painting on a normal layer on this book. Where I know what colors I want. There's no trickiness with color schemes. Like, it's just, I know what I'm looking for. And in those, I'll just paint on a normal layer, which I'm consciously trying to do more of that. Like, I don't necessarily want to do the same formula on like every book, because I kind of, for good or better or worse, I kind of reinvent the wheel with every project. And so, you know, just depends. And you'll also notice I'm not doing all of the bones. Like, it helps to, you know, those that are in shadow, there might not be a specular highlight on it. You know, the light might not be reaching it. It might not be, it might be a little bit further out. So that helps to, again, like, create depth. I'm not like equally distributing these highlights everywhere. And every now and then I'm also trying to get, you know, so again, adding some what looks like might be curves and stuff to it, little dents and things. Like, it looks like I'm working so much harder than it is when you do that. If everything's a highlight, nothing is. Exactly. Best bone rendering I've watched, that's for sure. It's almost like contrast. Yes, it is. It is almost like contrast. This is very zen. I gotta tell you, this is like Maybe I need to make a coloring book where it's just like piles of things that need to be rendered. And it doesn't really matter how you do it. It's like here's a stack of I don't know. Something that's not bones. Maybe that's it. It's just the whole coloring book is just bones. Maybe we're on to something. Twigs to paint. Yeah, just a bundle of sticks. You know, for people that are into this, that would be cool. I'm like, wait a minute, that would be fun. That would be fun for a very small, specific portion of the population. The colorist practice book. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna lighten all of this a little bit. And I'm gonna make sure I'm in my CMYK preview mode here. It's just an overlay layer to brighten that some. And the last thing, let's see, are all my highlights on this? Is everything on one layer? What did I? Yeah, this is all all over the place. So I'm gonna get, I've got a texture brush. Do I like how green that actually is? I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. It's a little too saturated on the green side. And how do I know that? I don't know. It feels loose, too saturated. Leave me alone. And so, yeah, I think if I get under that layer. Oh, yeah, this is going to make this look awful, which is perfect. So nasty. Just a hint of flesh. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, there's a little blood left over. Yeah, it's just really nice and gross. And this is a good example of, like, even if you have, like, and I had somebody ask this the other day. They sent me an email or a comment or something, I don't remember where it was. And they were like, you know, how did you, you know, I thought you said red and green are complements, and I thought you said they were really high contrast. You know, you know, how is this in the background instead of coming forward or something, like, because their idea was that if there was complementary colors and they had to be, you know, have to have a lot of contrast and had to draw a lot of attention. And this is a perfect example of, it doesn't matter if you're just creating a pattern. So it's like here, the bones all just create a pattern of green and what seems to be red, which is probably more orangey. if you actually color pick when you blend them. But, you know, that's a red and green complement that are similar in value, similar in saturation level. So the only difference is the hue. And so there's not a lot of contrast between the green and red, because they're both kind of acting as the same, just sort of mid-tone for the sake of this, you know, this usage of it, if that makes sense. So on this panel, we're actually seeing the TV that they're watching in panel 1. So I'm going to use the same blues that I did up here just to, you know, reinforce that. I'm loving the bone coloring hits the spot. This page is brutally awesome. It is. Thank you. I agree. This is a great page. I will probably, I'm going to wait and see where everything else shakes out on this. I might end up brightening all of this a little bit. I think I might anyway. Let me just see. Because I feel like if it was like really high contrast, it would actually look even worse in a good way. You know? And so like, you put a levels adjustment on this. Let me make this a little bit bigger actually. So if I go to levels and brighten this, yeah. And I'm darkening the mid-tones back down a little bit. And so we get that really high contrast between the highlights and shadows kind of everywhere. And then we can darken the shadows a little bit too. Yeah. Yeah, that looks nasty. Nasty. I love it. Crunchier for sure. Yes, that's what I want. I wanted it to look crunchy. That's the word. Alrighty, so we have a TV. So we're watching a TV, and there's a woman on the TV, and behind her is a TV. Just so we're clear. Don't anyone to be confused. This is an old CRT TV, so I'm wondering, it's a comic book, so can we have a television without having some kind of shitty effect over the top? Is that allowed? Oh, man. Funny stuff. Is that the same? Nope. There we go. All right. What color is the studio? Perfect. Do it. Be revolutionary. That's right. See, sometimes you just put a color in and then you can figure out what it should be. Yeah, I think I'm definitely am gonna do that effect since we're shifting from straight from one panel to the next. We'll do some kind of see if I can find like a CRT effect or something we can put on this because all these TVs look half busted anyway. So maybe we could do like some. Let's see. This is gonna be whatever color this is. So let me figure that out. We'll just do them all at the same time. Remember the old TV set had the image like RoboCop's vision? I love that analogy. I know exactly what you mean. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. It's just funny that you went there. That's perfect. So that's the exact same color as what's on top, so I don't want that. I want to make that clear. We're in a different different place. So it just got overcast. I'm just here for the cat. Hey, Justin. He hasn't made an appearance in 2 weeks, I don't think. Sorry. Yeah, my wife went back to work recently, and he'll every now and then he's just like, there are no laps that I can sit on. I'm coming in here. I don't think he's used to it. Yeah, he was here on Monday. That's right. He did make an appearance on Monday's stream. What am I looking at here? What page are we on? Page 8. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, these writers, man, they write stuff. You got to read before you color. I'm telling you, writers. I'm kidding. I'm only kidding because Justin's got here. What is page 8 and this book is so awesome. You guys have I can't wait for y'all to read this book because this story is so twisted. Karshi. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do like I don't like how disparate all of the colors are at the moment, especially on this book because where everything is almost all of it's just limited palettes. And so I'm probably going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Homogenize each one a little bit more. Because I want 3 different color schemes. 4, really, if you count the TV lady. But just barely. Like, you want this sense that we're flipping around, you know what I mean? Like, because in the story we're flipping between different people. And the thing, I don't know, in my head, when I'm thinking about these things, it always is so incredibly random. Like, it feels like we're jumping into just, 3 completely different people. And so the idea that if the color palette was too similar, I'm probably thinking too much of this, but if the color palettes are too similar, then it's like, oh, well, she just stuck the mic in 3 people, and I don't think that's what happened here, because this is a lumberjack, this is a basketball player, and this is a lady with an umbrella, and so they wouldn't be in the same place necessarily. I want to dip out to write, harass you about the cat clickbait. Okay. Did I have cat clickbait? I don't know if I missed something. Anyway, thanks for coming by, Justin. Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you. Good to internet see you. Is this the book that was? This is number 2. Yeah, it's number 2. Oh, the thumbnail. I forgot I had Aramis on the thumbnail. I totally forgot about that. I told y'all I don't think about my thumbnails very much. Sorry. That's funny. That is very funny. Number 2 is scheduled for January 11th. That sounds about right. I just, I'm terrible at keeping up when things are coming out. Actually, today, speaking of the devil, I think the Blue Flame 10 is out today, right? The last issue? Is that right? Yes, December 7th. And I think End After End number 4? Number 5? Number 4. Number 4. The rare Kurt double book day. Yeah, forgot about that. I need to put that in the... Let's put that down here. Let me get rid of... let's see. Let's get rid of that. Blue Flame... number 10... and After End number 4 in stores today. Does that fit? Barely. I totally forgot about that. There we go. It doesn't fit. It's close enough. There we go. And I spelled man's name wrong. That's cool. There we go. But yeah, so if you guys have watched me color a lot of those books on stream, so if you are interested in picking those up, check them out. They are out today. Alrighty, so I'm gonna try something. I reserve the right to change my mind. I kind of like them blending with the bones, I think. Or do I? just like shift these slightly away from each other like this, and that way they're all in the same ballpark but different enough. I think that's what I like. I don't like this red, I don't think. Excuse me. Yeah, I do like that. Now I'm wondering, let me see. Bear with me a moment. I'm looking for a CRT type effect that usage Creative Commons. There we go. All the good ones are paid. Boo. I could always, I know I've got some scan lines saved on my computer, but that's not what I might end up doing that anyway. This might work. Oh, that didn't happen at all. Is that a... Yep, it's a PNG. So if I drop it, this might work, it might not. We're about to find out. Whoops. Whoops. I want to make them big enough where you can see them, but not big enough that they're like overwhelming. I'm getting some weird artifacts, but that should go away. So once you have the texture everywhere you want it, and you have the place you want it selected, and go to that layer and hit the mask button, that'll get rid of it everywhere else. And then I'm going to set it to overlay, and then I'm going to lower the opacity. And let's see, hold on. Do I like that or like that? Yeah. Yeah, so that should work. And there's how you place the texture in there. Can't you do that in PS with a filter? Maybe. I don't know. It's been so long since I've played with, like, goofed around in Photoshop. Probably. Alright, let's start some rendering. I'm gonna do this on a separate layer just because. Excuse me. I'll brighten this a little bit more. There we go. Lovely. Alright, so this is just a levels adjustment that I'm rendering on. I've got it tinted. It's brightening and then it's tinting a little bit warm. I'm getting a lot of weird sounds in the background. Is that picking up for y'all? I'm sorry about that if it is. I think it's worse if I'm not talking. That's the main problem. Yeah, let me know if that sounds alright. The problem, I know what it is. The problem is there's a noise gate on here, and if I turn it off completely, which it is right now, you just get like this roaring hum, or at least I do. Computer, fountain outside is picking like all this stuff. So I've got to turn it up a little bit, but it sometimes picks up the AC and sometimes it doesn't. So that's what you're hearing if you hear that. So sorry. I think it's louder in my head than it is for y'all. I hope so. I just turned the AC off for a while to see how that goes. Didn't hear anything? Okay, good. Excellent. Speaking of basketball, the New Orleans Pelicans suckered me into buying a ticket to a Pistons game tonight with a jersey because I am 12 years old, apparently. I'm on their mailing list because I bought a ticket, once. And I love how they think that it means that I'm just completely balling because I bought a $40 upper deck ticket. They're like, hey, so we've got these great courtside seats for tonight. They're only $800. So, like, what do you think? I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I wish. But yeah, so I'm going to New Orleans tonight to watch the Pelicans play the Pistons. Should be fun. And it says, and you get a free replica jersey. And I'm like, and the replica's got 2 asterisks next to it, and there's no explanation of what the asterisks are. So I'm like, this is gonna be a T-shirt with a jersey painted on the front of it, probably. It's gonna be one of those like fake tux shirts, But seriously, it was crazy. Like $32 gets you a jersey and the ticket. So I'm like, I can't not do that. If we put the Nike logo upside down, does that mean it's legal? Shh, probably not. It means it's a replica. I mean, that's literally what it says. It's like free Jose Alvarado replica jersey. The 2 little things, and I looked I actually like Alt F or whatever, like looked for asterisks, and there's nothing explaining it. So I guess that leaves them open to interpretation. Excuse me. Oh, that's funny. Sorry. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I went to a Carolina Panther home opener, and now I get weekly emails from them trying to get me to buy tickets. So I know what you mean on the mailing list. Yeah, it's like they should really separate their mailing list out from people that buy cheap cheap seats like me. And New Orleans is only like an hour from my house, so like an hour and $34 for a good game in a jersey. I'll take it. No, Alvarado like blew up last game, like went insane. I know you guys aren't all basketball fans, but he's got the he's got the worst contract in the NBA, I think, unfortunately. But he's really good. All right, what's next? Let's see. I want to double that, delete that, put that back. So what I did here was I duplicated all of that rendering that I just did, and then I deleted the mask. I basically just got a double strength version of that adjustment, so I can come in here with another brush and is a little... That's too hot. Hold on. Yeah, let's dial this back. Hold on. I don't want it to just go white. I want a little color in there. There we go. All right, much better. I didn't even buy the tickets. Someone transferred them to me. Yeah. There was one time, and maybe they do have it set up this way, and I'm the one that messed up. They played the Pelicans played like the Hawks or somebody at the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum for a preseason game. And that's the only time, and it probably will be the only time in my life that I've ever sat courtside. Because they were like $75, which is a lot more than I would normally pay for a ticket. But for courtside, even if it was preseason, I didn't care. I could just say I sat courtside because I always wanted to do that. So that was fun. That was years ago. It's been a while. Interesting fact for me, I did security for Michael Jordan in Germany. Best seats ever had. Really? That's fascinating. That's awesome. Was it one of those things where like you had to sit and face away from the game? I always feel so bad for those guys that are like, they're 6 feet from the court in a suit and they're just like doing this, looking at the crowd. I'm like, that's the worst job in the world. It's like Michael Jordan's flying behind you, but you know, perks of being military police. Let me rephrase: worst job for a big basketball fan. I had a friend that used to be MP. He's got some stories, man. I'm guessing you do too. He was also stationed in Germany. Now that I think about it. Good times, good times. Threw the ball back to him when it went out of bounds. So you're one of a select number of people on the planet that can say that you threw a ball to Michael Jordan. I mean, that's pretty dang cool, man. Also, if you want to get really good reference for well, lots of things, facial lighting, but especially muscles. Watch a basketball game. Watch a basketball game. Great lighting. Lots of dudes that have nothing better to do than to work out and play basketball. So there's plenty of good reference there. I don't know where he was or when it was there, but I'll have to ask. Basketball or wrestling? What kind of wrestling? I don't really know. I've watched a little MMA, but I don't know a whole lot about wrestling. I wonder if... Whoops. I'm trying to figure out what I don't like about this panel, and I'm wondering if it's because the blacks on the TV are the same as the blacks around the TV. I mean, it looks okay. It looks fine. I think it's fine the way it is, but I want to try something because it is slightly bugging me. I'm trying to make sure I'm only selecting the screen and not anything else. Lovely. And then maybe we reflect what's in the room on top. That's it. Okay, thank God. It's like, what's wrong here? Why doesn't this work the way I think it should? But yeah, that's it. That's overkill, but that's what we should do. And like there's a reflection from the light behind them or something, you know? And we'll put it back here so that that matches. There we go. That looks better. I was like, why isn't this work the way I want it to? All right, and I want to make this the same color green as it is in that panel. Dave Finch also says to watch wrestling for drawing. Oh yeah, anything with like, you know, big buff sweaty dudes rolling around. Well, probably it's good, great reference. I'm also big on like following, you know, like CrossFitters and like fitness people on Instagram. And boom. Oh, boom, because of the thing. Yeah, I was wondering why. I really was wondering. But that does work. All right. All right, I think this is I'm doing more staring at this than working. That's usually a good sign. I have some photos from martial art classes and interesting posing there, I bet. That's why I tell my wife I follow all those female fitness models. Exactly. You know who my favorite follow is? And I don't actually know her as a wrestler. Like, I found her on Instagram one day. Sorry, I'm making sure that this volume... I don't know if that was coming through or not, but I'm trying to make sure the audio is not. Oh, what is her name? Jade Cargill, and she's like a pro wrestler, but she's the closest that I have ever seen. I'm trying to find a picture that shows her without upsetting YouTube too much. Hold on one second, because she has the body like Jim Lee drew her. Okay, like. I don't know. YouTube probably wouldn't care, but it might also set off some kind of like algorithm. Give me a second here. Well, yeah, there's not many of these that don't look like pinups or something. But yeah, if why is none of this showing up? Give me a second. Yeah, this is her. But to me, she looks like a comic book drawing. Like her abs are out, like they come forward. Like I don't even know how that works. But like there's some really good reference on Instagram for that kind of stuff. But yeah, her physique is insane. That's not even a great picture. Like I've seen somewhere that it just feels like her abs have abs. I didn't know that was possible. She the one that did the Storm cosplay? Yeah, I think I tweeted that about that a while back. That maybe I can find that. Hold on. Let's see. Probably won't. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, she definitely looks the part. I don't know if she could act or anything, but yeah, I think she's done some Storm cosplay stuff before that I can't find. Anyway. But yeah, that was fun. All right, you want to do another page? Let's do another page. I'm gonna take a quick break and step away for a moment and refill my water. Just be a minute and stretch my legs and whatnot, and then we'll come back and do another page. Oh, there's lots of reference on the internet. That's true. That's true. All right. What's our other page look like? We got more bones. At least we know what to do this time. Yeah, we can do this today. All right. You should make a render bones action. That would be nice. Where's my AI for that? I love how by the way, the whole AI thing, do you guys realize how fast that this is accelerating? Like I feel like we're in a train wreck and don't know it. Like we got AIs writing code, we got AIs doing, oh man, it's gonna be so bad because it's gonna happen so fast. And when we're all slaves to the AI, just know we all saw it coming. But I was playing around a little bit with Midjourney last night. I hadn't actually played with it for a while, and I was goofing around, and I gotta show y'all like the stuff that it's doing now. Uh, I thought I was impressed before, but like, this is what it's doing now. Okay, so like, this is looks quite a bit like Zion Williamson. He's one of the players for the Pelicans, and one of my favorite players there, the best player on the team, pretty much. And I asked it, Zion Williamson on the cover of Sports Illustrated in the style of Norman Rockwell. Oh, and I put studio shot. So like, yeah, it's made a few improvements since the last time that I used it. And so yeah, there's that. But it's doing cool stuff. It's what kills me. And I mean, again, I'm not like pro AI art. I'm really not. But I can't help but be impressed by the technology. But anyway, I mean, I was trying to get some ideas for color schemes and different things. But like, look at these comic style ones. Like, there's inking, there's like cut and grad coloring, there's backlighting. Like, this looks good, like really good. So this is gonna get out from underneath us, is what I'm saying. This is gonna get out from underneath us. It's too late. It's already too late. But anyway, it's insane. Time to hang everything up. No, I think the idea of being against this will feel very odd in 5 years, when you're like, you know, when every aspect of our lives is being driven by AIs. But no, like, I don't know, man. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts. That's all I know. All right, guys. We ready for bones again? I was actually looking to see, did he draw all of these, or some of this cut and pasted? In any case, it's a lot of bones. Yeah, there's some that I don't see. He did a really good job of hiding his tracks if he didn't draw all these outright. It's also fun to imagine readers trying to turn these pages and shuddering because they have to touch those bones. I know. I really want to make it like as hard to do as possible. But no, like, I've got this idea for some fan art, and I was looking for, you know, some ideas of like dialing this in. Look at this. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's mind blowing. Let's get back to coloring though. Sorry, this just popped up on I was trying to close that. I saw that one and I'm like, yeah, this stuff's ridiculous. But it's gotten so much more powerful and so much better. Anyway, so I want to build these bones exactly the way I did these, so that they look exactly the same. So what I'm going to do on this one over here on the left is I'm going to hide all of this stuff and get down to the actual base. Pick that color. Let me set this up. You know, I'm glad that base can be typed with the left hand. I don't have to go to the keyboard for that. I do that every page. I don't have to put my hand on the keyboard. This is that. Okay. So if you're just joining, inks are on top. They're on a transparent layer. We got some base colors, flats. My flatter sometimes does these selection layers that I don't really need today. I'm going to rid of those. And we're going to start with the bones again. I'm going to grab that color. And what did I do? Oh, and we got shadows. I'm going to do those first this time, so I'm not going around the highlights like I did last time. I think it was Kurt who pointed out artists are going to be the bottom of the list for AI replacement. I was wrong. We're going to be we're going to be the first to go. No, I'm kidding. I'm not one of those doomers that just thinks that life is over because of AI. But it'll get more interesting. It'll be a tool. It'll be baked into everything. The phones will come with it. I mean, like, yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of years. What's funny is right now, if you're around this stuff enough, like, you can kind of tell when something's done that way, or you used to be able to. That's already shifting. Like Midjourney for a while had this like very kind of odd, messy, artifacty look when you got really close, and it was like, oh well, the AI can't do detail. That's good. That means we've got a couple of years. Oh, they did an update, and then it's perfect. It's like, oh, okay. I guess we're here. But yeah, I do think the idea of like trying to fight it is probably tough. I think more stylized comics will become more popular, harder to replicate with AI. Harder, but let me show you what I found yesterday, and then I promise we'll color. Let's see, Midjourney. There's a guy on the Midjourney subreddit who has made 3 or 4 comics that he's selling on Amazon now. And I just saw it yesterday, which means I won't be able to find it probably. Let me just search. The Reddit search is ridiculously horrible, but past week. Yep, won't be able to find it. But yeah, there was a guy that he's obviously like he's figured out some techniques and things that I don't know about in Midjourney yet, about being able to duplicate faces and things, which for a while was, you know, like that would be the problem. It's like, well, if you have a face, you know, a character with a face, the AI can't replicate the face. But it can now. Like there's a way to feed it a seed for the face or something, like, and I can't find this comic. But what was impressive with me about it is it was actually pretty good. Like, and I can't believe it's already gone. But anyway, like, it was decent. It was pretty decent. So I don't know. Remember when digital art was no true art? Yeah, maybe. All right. Where was I? Unfortunately, I don't have an AI to do this yet, so here we go. The real dangers is book covers. I do think that cover artists for like imagine you are, you know, self-publishing on Amazon. You're not making any money. You can't afford to pay an artist. You would love to pay an artist, but you can't. And then somebody tells you, hey, this app will do what you want it to do. And they get good at it and figure it out. And it's going to be good enough. Those are the jobs that are going away. But those are not the people that are hiring artists, you know. So do you know, I don't know how much of a problem that is, you know, but yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess I probably sound, I'm going to sound, even what I'm saying now, I'm probably going to sound naive in a year. But yeah, I guess it's coming for all of us. What did Thanos say? What fear it, run from it, whatever. It's inevitable. I think that's where we are. It's already like advanced beyond what I can keep up with. It's like, that's not even counting like what I go through, some of the others are doing is also nuts. But yeah, I just think the only thing I think is weird about the reaction to it is the fact that people think it's going to do something about it. Like, that genie's not going back in the bottle. And short of like legislation, which is not coming, I wouldn't think, it's just going to be a thing. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a thing. People are going insane over it. I had to take a social media break. Me too. Again, it's like everybody big mad. I get it. Everybody's upset. Use your energy to make a drawing instead. That's the thing that I want to see. The real problem I see is how AI proponents and developers are suddenly going to portray artists as gatekeeping elitists to justify it. Yeah, that's already happening. Yeah, I was reading a discussion yesterday about it. And, you know, the whole, is it art? Is it not art? Is it whatever? Like, I don't know, man. Like, we can't trust humans to just act right. So, this is what we get. You know? But yeah, I don't know. I see two sides of it. I don't see it as one-sided as some people seem to think. I mean, now I'm not talking about, obviously I'm not talking about like some of these that are like blatantly stealing. Like, the AI is obviously like taking existing, you know, drawings or paintings and utilizing those. I've seen some where it's like, okay, that obviously came from this. I'm not a fan of that. Like, if it's actually creating something based on it, that's different. But I don't know. The whole thing is gonna be discussed, I guess, for a very long time, because I do feel for the creator or the writer. It's like, man, I've got these stories, I can't draw, I can't afford a guy. Here's a tool that I can, which there is a skill to use. Boy, people hate when you say that, but there is. And all of a sudden they can create the story they wanted. You have someone, you now have a comic or a graphic novel or a painting that doesn't exist, that or that now exists that didn't before. I can understand that. I don't have to like it. I can understand it though. The tool becomes a weapon. All of our tools always become weapons. That's all we know to do, I think. Is if we don't have something to fight about, we'll invent something to fight about and fight about that. Would you be able to create a brush that recycles the lighting effects made for the bones instead of doing them all separately? Like you try to create your own brushes? No. I can't recreate this with a brush. Like my brain is deciding where these bones are highlighted. So yeah, that's won't be an option for me, unfortunately. All right, what else did I do here? I built this up in a weird way as usual. There was a, that's on top. Is that where that is? No. This is the problem with using too many layers. It's like, what was I doing? Yeah. But yeah, don't rely on brushes. And sorry about the spam. For anyone that was looking for ladies in their area or whatever these things are trying to sell. It must work, is my theory. Like people must click this stuff and it must work on somebody for them to keep doing it, right? Or am I crazy? You were coloring bones, obviously. Oh yeah, lots of bones. Just want to find love. Hey Calvin. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, man, everybody's here. I know you guys are all coming to my stream looking for ladies. I mean, you know, I can tell you based on my analytics, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place, guys. Wrong place. Actually, I gotta say, my demographics have shifted over the years. It used to be, it was like 94% dudes, and like 8% women or 6% women or whatever. Like it was really really skewed early on, and then it's shifted over the years. It's still, I mean, it's still a sausage fest in here, but let me see how bad it is now. It's better than it was. A few more ladies are coming around. Let me see what this is. Audience. Mm. I love how YouTube just finds new ways of telling me my channel's dying over and over. Age and gender, 80% men, 20% women. So we've doubled it over the years. But yeah, anyway. Good stuff. Is this useful to you guys? You guys picking up anything from this? Anything at all? I think I used up all of my tips and tricks on the last page on this stuff. He may need that extra income after AI takes over. Probably so. Yeah, like my mind changed so fast when that first update came out for Midjourney, where it was like obvious. It was just like, I don't even know why they put out. They kind of went viral with the version 1 or whatever version it was, and then like literally like they did an update 2 or 3 weeks after it really blew up, and it was just a massive difference. I mean, and I'm like, oh wait, we're screwed. Like, it can't draw hands, it can't do eyes, it can't do, oh, it does all this. One side down. We call that reverse clickbait. Yeah, I'm writing titles that make people not want to watch. That's it. Yeah. There's my problem. No, I'm putting the, I've got finishing touches on a new coloring with Procreate course. People have been asking for them, and this one's more focused specifically on comics and sort of getting around some of the limitations. And there's so many tricks and things you can do with the with that I decided to just put it all in a course, and that'll come out soon. I'm probably going to try something different with it. I'm going to have like a version I think available for Patreons, and maybe have a version for YouTube members also, just to see if that does anything any different. I'm still trying to figure that out though. So don't hold me to it just yet. So much rendering. My hands need a break. Questions, comments, concerns? Thanks everybody for watching today. This has been fun. I'm not quite done yet. We're gonna go a little bit further, but I wanted to say that before we wrap it up. But yeah, lots of bones, man. I wonder if, I don't think this is the only 2 pages this happens. I hope so. I don't know. It's kind of fun, I gotta say. Again, like it's very zen. If we didn't have to worry about a deadline, it would be nice to just do this all the time. Did you color inside the lines as a kid? Very carefully. I remember doing a few coloring books as a kid, but I wasn't too crazy about them. I like drawing my own stuff. But it's actually one of the things that I've been trying to do a little bit more of recently. And I'm doing a little bit of it on this book, is just trying to be a little bit looser and less tight with where the colors are, and having things bleed into things, and adding more color variants and less flat stuff, and just been trying to get better at all of that. All right. What else? I did oh, we got the red stuff. Oh, this is what that looks like, by the way, like without the lines on it. It's not near as impressive. I don't have to be careful with this because there's so much black. Like the shadows just go into black, so I just want this to be just color information, just texture basically. And then did a levels adjustment on that. I'm just going to copy the same adjustment. It's the same thing. And select that and mask off everything else. So that's brightening everything. And let's see, our bones should look alike now. And this is double page spread, even number on the left, right? Correct? I mean, I think that's right. My brain just froze up. Let's do that. And that. And that looks pretty close. A little bit more saturated. Did I do oh, that, yep, that's right. There's a little bit of that too over the top, which is lightening things a little bit. So I'm gonna use that. Lovely. The red does a great job of making them look off-putting. It makes them look grimy. Yeah, it does. It does. third grade teacher once chastised me for not coloring correctly. Teachers. All right, I'm gonna look through the script again real quick. I think I know what all this is, but I want to make sure there's nothing like. Every now and then you might get a color or something show up. Like, oh, this guy's got to have red hair or something. Maybe not. We got a train derailment. We got some upset motorists. Empty highway. And a Pentagon conference. So yeah, a few slightly different environments here. I saw a drawing on Twitter. The way the artist colored it, it looked like it was 3D. It was the weirdest thing I've never seen before. You know what it was or who it was? Look it up, see what's going on. Yeah, anytime somebody says something like that, I'm curious to see what you found. Yeah, I'm gonna look up this real quick. I want to see what you mean. Said it looked 3D. Just glancing around, I don't know what you meant, but you got some cool work though. Really cool work. Very intense. It appears 3D if you wear glasses. Interesting. That's a new one. Confused the heck. Yeah, I wouldn't know where to start with that. That would be a new one for me. Always wonder how people come up with great stories. I don't know. That's the one part of I'm working on a book myself, and that's definitely the toughest part, I think. because you don't get anywhere without a good story to begin with. Live a weird life. Yeah, live an interesting life at least. I think that's part of the problem I have with the story that I'm doing is it is very personal for me, and trying to figure out where to start and where to end and all that stuff is all like, yeah, it's a lot to figure out. I have tons of respect for artists. I mean, for writers and artists. I really do. It definitely doesn't come very naturally for me. I will say that. A lot of them start and get stuck. Yeah. Yeah, in my case, it's like most. It's a true story. Like I want. It's all true. Um, and so it's trying to, you know, turn that into something coherent. That's the tough part. I have respect for anyone able to complete anything. Yeah, that's kind of that alone will kind of put you ahead of a lot of people in the industry. I get people asking, "What do I do in a portfolio? What do I do?" Like, just finish something. You would be surprised at, uh, what that does for you. Okay, so a lot of people say they want to work in comics, and what they really want is their name on a comic. I've made this analogy a lot over the years, but it's true. Because the second they actually start working on it, it's like, oh wait, this is a job. this takes hours. I hear there's supposed to be a beginning, middle, and end. Yeah, there's some acts or something, a hero's journey, stuff happens, yeah. How are we doing on time? 2:05. There are millions of people who start. Finishing is a real challenge. Even if the final product sucks, you learn so much by finishing it. Yep. I agree. I spiral down a rabbit hole, worry too much about what will happen in the future. I think I have to plan so many steps ahead, I just get blocked. Uh, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. have epic story syndrome also. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a thing where it's like, oh, at minimum, I need 84 pages to do this. Like, oh no. Oh man, I'm getting hungry all of a sudden. I might have to call it a little earlier than I intended to. I usually do. I'm like, oh, I'll go 3 or 4 hours today. And it's like, nope, you're too hungry. It is lunchtime. It is getting there, yeah. All right, let's do the situation room here or whatever this is, and then I think I'm gonna call it for now. I got a bunch of rendering still to do on this, but my stomach waits for no man, including me. It's like, nope, you can't concentrate right now. All right. Well, we colored hundreds of bones today and like 4 panels or 8 panels. But you guys have any questions, comments, concerns before we wrap this up? Thank you all so much for watching, as always. If you want to support these shenanigans, check the description. Click buttons, tell a friend. I don't know. And we'll see what happens. I'll be back, do this every Wednesday. Thank you for your membership, Mr. Woods. I see you here. And Jason and a couple others. I forgot to mention that earlier, but thank you. End After End number 4 is in stores today. Blue Flame number 10 is in stores today. It's the last issue. If you're a trade waiter, April. That's what I hear right now. Unofficially, officially, I don't know if that's done yet. But yeah, we should get a collection of that by then. And I don't see any questions. So again, thank you all for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.